Oh shoot! Need microphone. Forgot microphone. Oh, technical difficulties today. 1, 2. Hey, we're live. Putting the microphone on as we go. Hope you're all doing well. It is really late. What time is it, Ed? It is 6:52.
Oh, yes.
6:52 on the 5am Mester Scrum Show, where we talk about Agile and there's a Snoopy back here. Where's the Snoopy? There's Snoopy. It's Christmas here. It's Christmas. Do. We talk about Scrum and Agile in a tactical and practical way. I think someone's half asleep.
I'm not.
Should I put him on your head? Can you stay there?
No.
So, I had a lot of technical difficulties this morning. I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. Hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday. I have to go to work at some point in time this morning. We're running really late. I don't know what my computer did, but it did not like whatever it was doing this morning, and it decided to take forever to reboot. So I rebooted it. So I don't know how the signal is. I hope we do well, but we're going live, man, live. And we are live with all kinds of stuff. Anyway, we had fun yesterday. Yesterday was President's Day. So the kids and I, we did some TikTok stuff, did a lot of things, we ran around a lot, right, Ed? Yeah, went to the movies, hang out with the kids, neighbor kids, showing off this little Matchbox car, because yesterday they were doing the Indy 500 again yesterday, because they had a rain delay, and we were watching that, and it was the last 16 laps, and they had a major accident at the end of the race, so it was kind of wild. But we're not here to talk about Matchbox cars or Indy 500. So you got to have some fun, right? And the TikTok thing, so that was an experiment. We had tried a few different ways of doing it. We did it in a cup. That failed. We did it in a Coke can. That failed. We did it in a ginger ale can. That actually seemed to really work. And then we also did it. We did in that big bottle we saw the other day. That kind of worked, right? But what I thought was really weird yesterday is the TikTok algorithm picked the Christmas song. And maybe that's why we have the Snoopy. And I don't know why. Maybe it was the polar bears on the Coke can. This is weird. It's just picked the Christmas song. Don't ask me why. I didn't pick it. I went with it. Said, okay, let the algorithm do what it does. So it did. But it was fun. It was fun doing it. Not as impressed with the Coke challenge with the whole Mentos thing as I thought I would be. It was kind of like a fizzle. But it worked. It did do shoot out of the top. And I posted that video. So that's for your entertainment value. Plus, since I was having technical difficulty, that was the only thing I could do on my phone. So I just posted up a couple things on the phone. So today I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about something came up with the office. I may have mentioned it before, but I have to do that this week, is the idea of a Kaizen story where you're doing process improvement. And we use Kaizen because the thought process was it applies to a lot more stuff than just shift left or testing or whatever. And then the other thing I want to talk about is business and doing process improvement. Something I saw a Mike Cohn video the other day that made me think about where we really are in the Agile world, right? So the first time, just talk about the Kaizen stories. And an organization, big one, I wanted to encourage, not just track, but encourage and influence teams doing process improvement. And one of the ways we wanted to do this was we were going to put the word Kaizen in the Jira system to show that there's a Kaizen story. Put it in the title. And the reason I put it in the title because I just wanted to stick out more than just a label. And we were like Kaizen and what you're going to do. And the idea would be that we would be able to track and metric and build dashboards on how much, or we would say, hey, we want you to spend like 10% improvement, process improvement in the sprint, 5% or whatever your story points value. So then we can track that and encourage people and see how we're doing with the process improvement, because there's a lot of teams out there that aren't doing any process improvement whatsoever, and they're pretty kind of flatlined. So we're just trying to come up with some ways to say, hey, you need to do process improvement because your technical debt's getting kind of big, right? So we want to encourage them. We want something the managers look for, and we want the managers to ask the question during PI planning and other planning events. Well, what percentage are you doing for your Kaizen work? What percentage are you doing for process improvement? Because we need to get better, because we want to do 50%. Actually, they want to do it 200% process improvement and what they get for clients, right? So it's like, yeah, we got to get better. We're never going to survive a 200% improvement. So these are the kind of things that we're doing. So just came up with the idea of Kaizen. Let me know what you think about that, and putting the word Kaizen in your story just to help bring that about and encourage your teams to do process improvement. And it also gives them a little metric, like, sometimes you need this exposure in the metrics to just encourage yourself. Like I track on my board, making connections and growing my businesses and things like that, and where we're going from there. Sometimes I just need that visual. Am I on track to where my goal is, or I'm not? Some people are like, why are we tracking it? Because we're human, and we just need sometimes something to trigger us to tell us that we're on track to where we want to go. It helps, right? There's a reason why we do it, because it does work, right? It's not you are watching us and you are Orwell 1984. No, we're not doing that. So, but on that note, so we talked about Kaizen and process improvement. And Mike Cohen put out a little video at the end about refactoring stories, and with a way of justifying it to the business to do the refactoring. And he says something like, you should figure out how many hours you're going to put into it, and then figure out, like, if you have something that's killing you, like costing you 10 hours a sprint to do, right? And if you figure you're going to spend 10 hours refactoring the code so that'll get rid of that 10 hours, then after so many sprints, you would show a return on investment. And it was a really nice idea on how to do that. And I think everybody should kind of think about that, because it helps the team prioritize which refactoring to do first, right? So there is good value in it, and I think there's more value to it. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow, how the team should prioritize. But one of the things that got me going was the idea of the business being agile. And I just finished my, Eddie, be careful, please. Okay? I know you weren't playing with the cat. He's wrestling with the cat right now. He's being goofy. Now he just hurt himself. I think the cat kicked him in the head. Eddie, she's going to smack you and you're going to cry. And I'm doing the show, please. So anyway, so what I was thinking is that the business, he's like saying, you got to justify these refactoring for the business. But you know what that tells me? It tells me the business doesn't understand the value of process improvement, and makes me wonder more. We need to spend more time figuring out the improvement process for business, right? We need business to improve as well as we need tech. We spend all this effort on the tech side, but the business side needs to improve, right? Taking months to get a business idea off the ground and then telling tech you need to do it in 2 weeks, that ain't cutting it, right? That's not agile. That's waterfall, and then waiting to the last minute and get them to hurry up and do this because we spent 6 months trying to figure out what we want and we want to release it next week, right? That doesn't cut it, right? So we need, as an industry, we really need to work on business agility, business process improvement. How do we get business to work better and work alongside of the tech, right? Because this idea that we have to justify doing refactoring so we can cost us less money to deliver the good product that they want and less time to do it, something doesn't click with me. I get it, but if the product owner business are working that close with the tech, they shouldn't have to justify that so much. It's a good idea from helping priorities which improvement to make to save us money to be more efficient. Totally get it, and we'll talk about that. I think we'll do that tomorrow on the show. But I just want everybody to think about the business agility side. how do we get the business and tech being worked together to both be agile and very agile? So I'll leave that with you. We'll talk more about that. I'm trying to craft my brain around what that entails for the business agility, and how to go about that. So with that, we're going to cut it early because we had so many technical difficulties today, and it's 7:00, and you got to get ready for school, mister, and we got to go. So thank you very much. Have a great Tuesday. Enjoy. Have some fun today, and we're all back to work. Take care. Say bye, Ed.
Bye.
Bye.
Tackle time.
Eddie.